Good? Okay. I'd like to swear in our new trustee. I, repeat your name,
Melissa Godesky Rodriguez,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith
and that I will bear true faith
and allegiance
and allegiance
to the same
to the same
and to the governments
and to the governments
established in the United States
established in the United States
and this state
and this state
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people.
so help me God.
So help me God.
I state your name,
I, Melissa Godesky Rodriguez,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I possess the qualifications
that I possess the qualifications
prescribed by law
prescribed by law
for the office of a member of the Board of Education,
for the office of member of a Board of Education,
and that I am not disqualified
and that I am not disqualified
as a voter
as a voter
pursuant to RS 1941,
pursuant to RS 1941,
nor disqualified
nor disqualified
due to
due to
a conviction of a crime
a conviction of a crime
or an offense
or an offense
listed in NJS
listed in NJS
18A
18A
12-1,
12:1,
that I will faithfully,
that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform all the duties
and justly perform all of the duties
of that office
of that office
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. Would you just sign right here? Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Congratulations
Thank
and
you.
welcome.
Thank you very much.
We're good? Folks, I'll start the meeting. I'd like to call the open workshop to order. It is 6:01. I'll take a roll call. Trustee Burke,
Here.
Trustee Casaya,
Here.
Trustee Egan,
Here.
Trustee Melissa Godesky
Here.
Rodriguez, Trustee Splafane,
Here.
Trustee Watson is absent. Trustee Wilbeck is absent. Vice President Munoz is absent. President Bellato.
Here.
Okay. First order of business. Okay, we'll start with our agenda. Everything was sent home. The only thing you're missing is in communications, Justin Ramos is a resignation. That came in today. Who would like to move and second communications?
I'll move. I'll second.
Then we have a commendation from Mr. Gene Woods.
I'll move.
That's by the board as a whole. If I could ask you to turn to your curriculum, Dr. Degnan just has one or two resolutions he needs to present.
So we have A2, I believe that is the access and WIDA, just to bring the board members up to date with that. For CUSAC, we have the report on the testing. Go back to spring 21, we were in hybrid. The state test was still in effect for the dynamic learning maps, that's for our special needs population, and the access 2.0 for our ELL. I did share it with you. A lot of that data is suppressed because the numbers are very small, so we want to protect the confidentiality of our students. But what I explained to the committee, that a lot of students did refuse the test because they did not come in, and that was their parental prerogative. But what we do see with the ELLs, we are moving in upper grades, middle school, out, so we can exit the program and become in the traditional program, which is good. We still stay in kindergarten and first grade that we're emerging, but that's expected for our English language learner in the new country. So we're going to continue to work with them to move them out. With the dynamic learning maps, the numbers were again very small. But we did have our assistant superintendent with us, and she did point out that they were moving towards their expected growth. Okay? Any questions on that? I did share it with you. You're comfortable with that. The second thing was A3. This is the graduation pathways data. I want to report out on that. It's for high school. There are requirements to graduate. We have the service running requirement. We have the credit requirement. but there's also the federal testing requirement, and that would be the New Jersey Student Learning Assessment. So the students have to pass the ELA or the math and NJSLA. If they don't, there's some alternatives. There's ASVAB, the Accuplacer, the SAT, the PSAT, there's a portfolio. So there's many ways to exit. The great news for our high school staff, and we're very pleased to announce this here, is everybody had the opportunity of those 600 plus students to graduate did. 4 did not. And the reason why the 4 did not was because they failed multiple courses, so they didn't have enough credits. That might have been like English 12 or an Algebra 2 class. They were afforded the opportunity to go to summer school, but because it's 4 and they can only take 2, they would have to come back. Everybody's comfortable with that?
Are we doing service requirement this year?
It's in your packet tonight. I'll bring that up. We're going to waive that for everybody. It's all seniors and all students in the high school. We did speak about that in committee. And the only other news I have is the pendulum is now here. We started off with a grade 11 test probably about 10 years ago. We went to content area tests in Algebra 2 and ELA 9, 10, and geometry. They are now, we will have a test in March of 22 for grade 11, so we can get that out to the public. Grade 11, it's called the Graduation Proficiency Test for those students. And you must sit and take and complete if you want to be eligible for graduation. That's classes of 23, 24, and 25. So that's something new. Just and presently, we are doing our Start Strong assessment right now, and we'll start on Friday with the elementary. Any questions? Thank you.
Thank you.
Start strong, you starting Friday, you said?
We're doing high school this week, and elementary will start Friday.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I handed out, we'll read it to the record and we'll pass it next month. Gifted and talented students, regulation 2464. This is the draft. Any questions, please either get in touch with Dr. Degden, myself, or anyone from central office, but
It's Strauss estimated wording. Dr. Degnan just brought in line with our wording. So, not homeroom teacher, I think it was English teacher, parent, or the teacher yet, it's parent and guardian. Just to be in line with us.
We use a committee system at the building level, so we wanted to put that in. So.
Okay, thank you. So that's the only rewording of it from the one we had before.
And I
Okay.
provided the changes in the packet.
Okay,
Both came from Strauss.
if I could point out a correction, resolutions A20 and A21, basically the same resolution, they changed the date. So we are going to use A20 and we're going to table A21. It was a new date.
Want me to explain that one?
Would you?
Yeah, we approved that, but that was the night of the flood, and the presenter, her basement flooded, she wasn't able to come, so by resolution, we're just changing the date to our next staff training day.
workshop.
The workshop.
Okay.
We covered it, we got it done, but she owes us.
Great.
Same thing, if I could ask everybody for a minute, if you would turn to B21. And it is a revised tuition contract, Windsor Prep. Everybody's got that?
Yeah.
So then we're going to turn the page, and it's going to be Bayonne Education Foundation, Rutgers University. Would you please change that to B22? I'm sorry for the...
What was that?
It was numbered B20. We're going to name it B22. It's the Bayonne Accepting Grants.
Okay. So the Field of Heroes and.
Yep.
Okay. That's 22.
That's
Yeah.
B22. Now, the next resolution, the IDEA Basic and Preschool.
Yeah.
That is B23. Please change it from B21 to B23.
Okay.
And then the last one is award of bids for food service, and that should be B24. My apologies. Yeah, the B20 is a tuition contract. So sorry about the mislabeling. The award of bid is a new resolution. We had bids yesterday, 2 bidders, they both got something. Okay? Next up, I'll ask Mr. Lopez on C2, our harassment, intimidation, and bullying report.
In accordance with the Bayonne Board of Education Policy 5512, during this reporting period, 3 incidents of harassment, intimidation, and bullying have been reported and investigated at the following schools. 1 incident at Mary J. Dunning School has been investigated and confirmed. Strategies and resources have been provided to the victim to assist in the recovery process. Consequences and remedial measures were given to the offender. All documentation is being retained by the anti-bullying coordinator. Also, 1 incident at Nicholas Oresco and 1 incident at Bayonne High School. In those 2 cases, there was no confirmed evidence of the investigated acts of HIV. Strategies, resources, and remedial measures were implemented. All documentation is being retained by the school anti-bullying coordinator. Thank you, Doc.
Thank you.
All right, that'll take us to resolution D1. I'll have everybody get a minute to turn to it. It's the approval of a sidebar agreement between the Board of Education and the Administrators Association. So that was sent home a few times. I just need a move in a second.
I'll move.
One second.
Who second?
Dan.
Dan? All the way to the back. Very good. Yes. It's in front of
Oh, there's like a few pages though.
Yeah, I'll explain what that, so now, D2 and D3, Pam has a conflict, so she can abstain. So that's why D2, personnel and community ed, D3 is personnel 100-foot challenge. Normally it would be in our personnel, but it got switched out. That's everything that I have for the board. Superintendent, anything from you? Good? Madam President? We don't need executive workshop or anything like that.
Do we need executive workshop or anything?
Yeah.
No, right?
You don't want
Here?
nothing to discuss? Okay, folks, you got them smoking.
I think for this year.
We'll be in the auditorium at 7. It is 6:12, and that's the end.